Good morning and we got a lot of days today, Clyde. It is happy Cinco de Mayo, happy
Yes.
Taco Tuesday, happy Takeout Tuesday, and my favorite is happy National Teacher Day.
Oh,
Hey, Clyde,
yes.
did you have a favorite teacher?
I have about 4 or 5 of them. 2 of them are parents. Both of my parents were professional teachers. And then there's Marion B. Faulkner, my third
Wow.
grade teacher. She was tough as all get out. Could have been a Marine drill instructor, but I still to this day love her. I absolutely love her. And my second one would be, out of the remaining 3, would be Hilda Wofford, who taught us at a time of great social transition. But when we were integrating, desegregating schools, but we had no way of knowing how she felt about it because she loved us all. Great teacher.
Oh, that is wonderful. I'm going to just mention one. My ninth grade teacher, she was my ninth grade English teacher that really helped me just fall in love with English and reading and writing. And that was Mrs. Gravely. Unlike you, I
Mm.
can't remember her first name because we just called her Mrs. Gravely, but she was a ninth grade English teacher at Walnut Hills. And she had us do some creative things as well. And taught us just a lot about language and English, and
Like
she was just
what's
wonderful.
one of those creative things you did right quick, Mona?
Right quick, she had us create an advertising campaign, and so ours was on toothpaste, my group, and we decided to put magic marker on my best friend's teeth so that we could do a before and after. And of course, as you can guess, right, the magic marker did not come off, and still I can remember the other member of our group with her hand scrubbing in my best
Oh,
friend's
wow.
mouth trying to get the magic marker off her teeth. Yeah, but we learned about advertising as
Yeah,
well, so
and
it was
magic
great.
marker, and magic marker. Well, a lot of
And
parents.
magic marker.
Well, we can thank coronavirus for parents having a new appreciation for teachers. But as we continue to talk about coronavirus these days, we've got some more good news to share with you. More than 160,000 people in the United States have recovered from COVID-19, that according to the World Health Organization. But the fight is not over yet, and your blood donations, well, they can be a big help right now. Let's welcome Kara Nicholas. She's the Associate Public Information Officer at Hawksworth. Kara, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So why is blood donation so important right now?
So, with all of the craziness surrounding COVID-19, the need for blood hasn't really stopped. Obviously, there are people who are going through treatment for cancer, mothers who are giving birth, people who've gone through traumas, and all of those people still need blood. So, even though the rest of us have been social distancing or just staying at home, binging Hulu and Netflix, we've still needed blood donations, and that need is going to increase now as elective surgeries are actually starting to open back up. As you know, hospitals in the area kind of put a moratorium on unnecessary surgeries, and now those are opening back up, so that need is going to continue to increase.
Okay, so given that we have now demonstrated the need, the first thing that folks are going to say is, well, how will I know I'm safe when I go in to make a donation?
Yes, so that's a great question. Actually, Hawksworth was really on the front lines when it came to instituting some safety protocols. We were actually one of the first blood centers in the country that had all of our staff wearing masks before they became, the big thing. So all of our staff are wearing masks. They're changing gloves in between every donor and in between screening and phlebotomy. We're also wiping down all of our surfaces and making sure that we're adhering to that 6-foot social distancing rule. So all of our chairs in the waiting area and in the drawing area are 6 feet apart. So we're limiting direct contact between donors. So everyone's safety and health is incredibly important to us.
Good to hear. So clearly you're prepared for the donors to come in. What can the donors do to prepare for when they come in to donate?
Yeah, so we're going to have everyone make sure that they bring a photo ID with them. Make sure you're eating a good meal, drinking plenty of fluids before your donation. We are asking that if people have masks, we would like them to wear them to our donor centers. And if they don't have one, we do have masks available for them that they can use at our donor centers. But just bring that life-saving spirit with you. That's what we're really looking for at this point.
Okay, and just to remind folks, the donated blood that you all are using is safe.
Yes, yes. There's no risk at this point of COVID-19 being transfused through blood. The FDA has said that respiratory viruses like this typically aren't transfused. So it's safe for people to donate blood, and it's safe for the patients in our area to receive blood. So overall, very safe process, and we're taking all the precautions necessary.
That's good to hear. Okay, so now, as I understand it, you are not taking walk-ins. People need to call ahead and make an appointment. Let's walk through what the process is for making those appointments and otherwise contacting Hawksworth.
Yeah, so to make sure that we're adhering to social distancing and managing that flow of donors, we're asking everyone to have an appointment. They can call us at 513-451-0910 or go online to hawksworth.org. Right now, we're mostly focusing on our donor centers, but we do want to let everyone know that we are partnering with Crossroads Church over the next couple weeks to hold some blood drives. So again, people can give us a call at 513-451-0910 to schedule at a donor center or at a Crossroads Church blood drive.
All right, Kara Nicholas, thank you so much for talking with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Taking care of your hair without help from a barber or stylist can be tricky. Actually, for me, it was a nightmare. Oh, can I get an amen? Thank you. So, it's even more difficult if you have natural hair. And I have natural hair. I just flat iron it, but I need help. So, how do you build a healthy hair care routine? Well, we've got some answers for you. And I want to welcome Crystal Marie, who is the owner of Crystal Marie's Divine Designs.
Yes,
Crystal, thank you
ma'am.
so
Yes,
much.
ma'am.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. You are so welcome. All right. So when it comes to natural hair, a lot of people don't typically wash and style it themselves. So what help do you have out there?
I tell you, the biggest mistake people make when they're starting to do this at home on their own is they really need to invest in a really good clarifying shampoo. Because if you do not get all that dirt, oil, debris, and old product off of there, no matter what you try to do with your style, it's never really going to work correctly. So I say your best investment is a really good, deep clarifying shampoo and follow it up with a very good moisturizer.
Okay. All right. So one of the problems that I had when I did this myself a little over a week ago was detangling. And I know that if you don't do that, your hair can kind of break off. So talk to me about detangling.
So detangling actually is a very simple process. You just need to follow a little bit of a guideline. I say the simplest thing you can do is a quick four-section parting, one in the front, one in the back on your left and right. Ponytail it off and get one of these, which is my favorite tools, which is a flat brush. And what you want to do is you want to spray your hair with a deep conditioner of some sort. You want to put a curl cream or detangling solution on it. And then you want to slowly brush through end to scalp. And when you do that, you will not have nearly the trouble that you would have had detangling. It'll make it a very successful detangling process.
Does it matter the texture of your hair?
It does not. That same detangling process is going to work regardless of whether you're soft wave and curl or whether you're 4C, coily, and kinky. You just have to be patient. Take those times to section, and if you do it that way, you'll always have a very successful detangle.
All right, I gotta ask you, where do most people go wrong? Because I think I went wrong in a number of places.
Hands down, no questions asked, product overload. We get overwhelmed when we go in the store. We'd have no clue what we need, so we just start picking up everything. So my rule of two, when you go in the store, if you're looking for new products, buy two at a time. That's it. Don't allow yourself to go crazy because then you start to intermix things and they cause different things to happen on the hair. And product overload will stop any style from being successful. So my secret to that is if you're wavy or just curly, you want to stick to serums and spray because they're not going to be too heavy for the hair. If you're coarse and coily, you want to stick to creams and oils. So I think that's where the mix up is. A lot of people intermix what they should be using on their hair when they need to stay in one line or the other. So the coarser you are, the heavier your cream or your oil should be. The lighter the texture you are, the lighter your product should be.
All right, this is all really good information. So tell us where we can get your information about your place.
Okay, I am actually located in Tri-County, inside Salon Concepts, but I can be found on social media at Crystal Marie Hair Lady on Facebook, Crystal_Marie Hair Lady on Instagram. And anytime you can't remember those, you can always follow the hashtag Crystallized, and you'll find me there.
Crystal, you are amazing. Thank you so much. Really good tips.
Thank you so much.
Cinco de Mayo might look a little different, celebrated from home this year, but we want to help you make it just as much fun. We're getting extra creative this year by sharing some fun cocktail recipes garnished with pork rinds. Now, to show us this recipe, we want to welcome Don Paul. He's a foodie and cocktail enthusiast. Don, thank you so much for being with us and joining us via Skype. Let's talk a little bit about this concoction you're brewing here for us. It's called Prickly Pear Margarita. Tell us about it.
Cinco de Mayo, everybody thinks it's a Mexican or Mexico's independence. It really isn't. It's 1862. Mexico defeated the French, but it's a good time to celebrate. But we're all used to the typical lime margarita, so we thought let's do a little different. So prickly pear margarita. And really, prickly pear is from the cactus. It is in Mexico, and more of that deep South Texas and New Mexico. But really, going to take this, and it's a nice kind of melon type of flavor, and you're going to just take about 2 ounces, and it's kind of fun little thing. And we want a little triple set, and we want a little bit of course, clear tequila. And the beauty about Cinco de Mayo is you can celebrate at home with your family, of course, if people of age. But even if you don't put alcohol in the drink, it still gives you this fruity kind of drink. And you kind of shake it up a little bit and give it a little bit of lime, because you always want lime in your drink. And really, I just like to spritz it in. You don't have to have that much, and you kind of pour it on in. But I like it because it's friendly without the alcohol. But it's a great difference of a margarita to celebrate for Cinco de Mayo.
Now, you're kind of a storehouse of Cinco de Mayo facts, right? Got a few fun ones that we ought to know?
Well, I think the big thing is independence. The other thing is we all think about, Mexican food and everything, and we really love it and everything. But what I thought was a little bit lower is there were 55,000 Mexican restaurants out there, not counting the fast food, which is fine and everything. So you think there'd be more restaurants out there. But the biggest thing is avocado has come a long way, and people like slicing the avocado, putting it in a sandwich, and of course making a great guacamole. But 81 million avocados are used by everybody in the United States here. That's a lot of avocados, and some people don't like that green monster, but it's a versatile condiment that they use for sandwiches, things like that. So, you can kind of spread out. And of course, I grate pork rinds here. Why pork rinds? Well, pork rinds it's a nice high protein, no carb snack. But I would say skip the chip. Forget about that tortilla chip. Use pork rinds as your base on nachos. And then it's kind of a super for your nachos.
Okay, let me dive in right quick because we've got just a little bit of time left. But if folks want to learn more about Southern Recipe Small Batch, how can they get that information?
Sure. SouthernRecipeSmallBatch.com. Great cocktail recipes and mocktails, but also a lot of recipes. So SouthernRecipeSmallBatch.com. Oh, you can find us at Kroger's and a bunch of different stores and everything. But great recipes. Check out the site. You'll love it.
All right, Don, got to go, but thank you so much for talking to us.
Happy.
Well, coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, murder, mystery, and the Queen City. We'll introduce you to an author who is making the tri-state the scene of a delightful book series. Author Kathy Reed is here to tell us all about her books and why she loves Cincinnati and what she has planned for the future. Stay with us. Welcome back. Well, imagine being pulled into a world of murder, mystery, and the unexpected. Well, that's exactly the sort of world our next guest has created for her characters. And it's all set right here in the Queen City. And right now, I want to welcome our guest, author Kathy Reed. She has written the books Trouble for Rent and Banking on Trouble. Thank you so much for talking to us, Kathy.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, these books are a series, so tell us about it.
Well, they are two books right now. I am working on the third, almost finished with the third. They take place in Cincinnati. Annie Fillmore is the protagonist. She's a 50-year-old kind of wisecracking divorcee. And in the first book, Banking on Trouble, she is a mortgage loan officer in a fictional bank in Cincinnati. And one day she goes to work and there is a thank you. There's a locked glass closed cube where the manager sits, and Annie comes in, and under a jumble of huge black balloons, they find the dead president of the bank with a letter opener in his heart that belongs to one of her good friends at the bank. So she goes to her other friend, Marilyn Monroe, whose maiden name is Klotzman, but she's Marilyn Monroe. She's kind of her sidekick. And they decide to solve this murder. And at the same time, Marilyn's dog has gone missing. So they're also looking for a dog who's either been dog napped or ran away. And so those two trails kind of intertwine, and Annie and Marilyn get into a world of trouble, and hopefully a lot of laughs, because not only does Annie like murder, but she also likes humor, and those are the two bedrocks of the two books. So that book takes place in 2013, and that is the first book. Now the second book, Trouble for Rent, takes place in 1990, so chronologically it's actually the first book. And Annie, at that point, owns a video store in a northern suburb of Cincinnati. And people may remember that in 1990, that Mapplethorpe exhibit at the Contemporary Arts Center put Cincinnati in the eye of the world, because it was really a First Amendment rights issue versus pornography. And one day, Annie receives a Cinderella tape that's returned to the store, and over the bibbidi bobbidi boo scene is what appears to be a murder, and recorded over that scene. And she calls the police, and the police say, "Well, there's no dead bodies." Absolutely, it's just kind of a kinky video. But Annie takes it pretty seriously,
Kathy,
and she and Marilyn once again go off. Yeah. Okay.
I absolutely love the premise of these books, and I love that they're in Cincinnati. So where can people pick up a copy of your books?
Okay, well, they can buy it. They're available on Amazon.com, and you can buy them at any bookstore. Just they aren't shelved there, but you can order them, and they will order them for you.
All right, Kathy, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Look forward to reading your books.
It is my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it.
Thanks, Mona. You know, we all have quirks, right? In my house, 2 out of 3 of us can flare our nostrils. One of us is scared of spiders, and one just absolutely loves spicy food. Well, celebrities, just like the rest of us, all kinds of interesting little facets that will leave you saying, "Who knew?" Okay, for the women in the Cincy Lifestyle office, we'll start with Jason Momoa and that scar. Is it the relic of some ancient battle with a vicious foe bent on destroying humanity? Nah. Cracked.com says it was just some guy hauled off and smashed a beer glass in Jason's face. 140 stitches later, the scar. Don't know what happened to the guy. Then there's actor Miles Teller from the Divergent series and Top Gun Maverick. His scar's even more of a who knew. See, Teller got his from a car wreck, and Cracked.com says the car flipped 8 times and tossed him out of a window. He still has gravel in his face from that accident, but removing it would leave even more scarring. Hey, while we're at it, let's check out more strong silent types. No, not him. Raymond Teller, the quiet one in the Penn and Teller comedy duo. Who knew Teller doesn't talk to silence hecklers, trolls, and assorted other jerks? Cracked.com says Teller learned early on if he didn't say anything, he could shut down drunks who'd get bored, give up, and go back to their booze. Now, for a different reason, Harpo Marx of the Marx Brothers always pulled sight gags, never said a single syllable. Why? Well, again, Cracked.com tells us Harpo read a review that said whenever he spoke, it ruined his pantomime, so he clammed up. Who knew? Finally, let's turn to the gentle men. Bill Nye, the quirky hyperkinetic science guy, is also the bow tie guy, and here's why. Crack.com says it's his way of keeping his tie from flopping into his experiments. Who knew? But it makes sense to me. Mr. Rogers, on the other hand, was a necktie guy. But did you ever wonder why he always said aloud that he was feeding the fish? Well, this one's a big who knew. He did it for a young blind fan who would cry if she thought he forgot to feed the fish. Aw, and not surprising, but who knew? Hey, thank you for joining us this morning. That's Cincy Lifestyle for this Tuesday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. We hope you have a great day. And we invite you to reach out to us. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think we ought to be thinking about on our end of the conversation. But whatever you do, make it a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. Now, if you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, be sure to make it a great day.